Mama hasn't eaten, and she's fainted. I received a panicked call from my 6-year-old granddaughter, who lives with my daughter and her husband. Her desperate voice sent shivers down my spine. Mama gave me all her food, so she hasn't eaten anything herself. Grandma, please hurry and help. My granddaughter's urgent plea painted a distressing picture of my daughter's condition, weak, barely able to move or speak. Grabbing my car keys, I whispered a prayer for her safety and rushed out of the house. Nothing could have prepared me for what awaited when I arrived. My name is Wendy, a 65-year-old widow and homemaker. 2 years ago, I lost my husband, who was 5 years my senior, and I now live alone in the spacious house we once shared. Financially, I'm secure, thanks to his inheritance and my own savings from decades of work. My only daughter, Holly, lives an hour away with her husband, Ted, and their daughter, Lynn. The joy of my life comes from their occasional visits, especially when Lynn's bright laughter fills my home. After graduating college, Holly moved to Paris, chasing her passion for French language and culture. It was there she met Ted, an ambitious professional working for an international corporation. They married and later returned to the U.S., where Holly chose to focus on raising Lynn and supporting Ted's demanding career. Ted, a graduate of a prestigious university, now holds a senior position at a leading tire company, earning respect and a comfortable lifestyle. His rise wasn't easy. His father frequently switched jobs, causing financial instability, while his mother's part-time work added little to their household income. Ted's determination to overcome these hardships earned him Holly's admiration and devotion. Ted is deeply committed to giving Lynn opportunities he never had, saving meticulously to ensure her freedom to pursue her dreams. Holly, bright and kind-hearted, shares a stable relationship with Ted despite the unconventional behavior of his parents. Lynn seems happy and thriving, and for years, I had no reason to worry until one day, everything changed. When Lynn was 4, during a visit, I noticed Holly seemed unusually fatigued. "Are you okay? You look pale. Is something wrong?" I asked with concern. "There's a small issue," she admitted reluctantly. Holly explained that they had been sending $700 a month to Ted's struggling parents, but they had recently requested more, without Ted's knowledge. "My father-in-law left his job again," she said quietly. "That's difficult, Holly. It's unfair for you both to shoulder this burden," I replied. Holly wanted to save for Lynn's future but found it increasingly challenging. Although she considered taking up work, Ted preferred she stay home with Lynn, saying, "I'd rather you focus on Lynn. I'll take care of my parents, it's my responsibility. But honestly, I don't know how long we can keep this up." Hearing this, I felt a growing unease. I suggested ways I could help, and while Ted welcomed my offer, the situation didn't improve as smoothly as I had hoped. 2 years later, a new dilemma arose. Ted was assigned an overseas project, leaving Holly and Lynn in the U.S. His parents insisted Holly and Lynn move in with them while Ted was away. Despite her reservations, Holly eventually agreed, unwilling to cause conflict. I kept in frequent contact to ensure Holly was managing. "It's okay for now," she said once. "My father-in-law's new job seems stable, and since Ted helped him secure it, things are looking up." Still, a mother's instincts don't lie, and her assurances didn't ease my concerns. Eventually, Holly stopped returning my calls altogether, leaving me in the dark for months. 6 months into Ted's absence, I finally managed to reach her. "Hi, Holly. I haven't heard from you in ages. Are you all right?" "We're fine, Mom. Just busy. I really have to go now. Sorry." Her hurried tone left me unsettled. Something was clearly wrong. Then, out of the blue, I received a startling call from Holly's phone, but Lynn's voice was on the other end. "Grandma, Mama's collapsed. She hasn't eaten any food." "Lynn, tell me what happened," I said, panic surging through me. "Mama gave me all the food we had. She hasn't eaten anything, and now she can't even talk properly. Grandma, please come help." My heart sank. Holly had taught Lynn how to use her phone in emergencies without her in-laws knowing, and now I understood why. "Stay calm, Lynn. I'm on my way. Hide somewhere safe, okay?" I reassured her, then bolted to my car. Tears blurred my vision as guilt and anger consumed me. How had I missed the signs? And how dare her in-laws neglect my daughter and granddaughter so cruelly? When I arrived at their house, I rang the doorbell frantically. No one answered at first, but after several attempts, a gruff voice finally responded. "Who is it?" "I'm Holly's mother. I need to see her," I said firmly. "You should have called first. Why are you here?" the man barked. "I'm here for Holly. Please let me in," I demanded. "They're not here. Go home," he retorted, trying to shut me out. "I know they're here. Why won't you let me see my own daughter?" "You're not welcome here. Leave now." Just as I prepared to argue further, a commanding voice interrupted from behind me, sending chills down my spine. Before I could process what was happening, a man stood before me. That voice, it sounded so familiar. I caught the noise of footsteps from inside, and soon the front door swung open to reveal a startled father-in-law. "Boss, what brings you here?" Standing there was none other than the CEO of the company where Holly's father-in-law was employed. A while back, after Holly confided in me about her in-laws' financial demands, I had discreetly intervened. Without informing her, I reached out to Ted, offering him an opportunity with a trusted friend's company. My intention was for Holly's father-in-law to regain financial independence. The CEO had agreed to my request, hiring him under favorable terms. While I kept my involvement a secret, neither Ted nor the CEO revealed my role. As per my instructions, when I sensed something was wrong during an earlier call, I contacted the CEO, and we came here together. "I need to speak with you. Let me in," the CEO stated, stepping into their house. Holly's father-in-law was left speechless, frozen in place. As I attempted to follow, Holly's mother-in-law appeared, blocking my way. "You're not welcome here." "She's with me," the CEO responded sharply, silencing her protests. The atmosphere turned tense, with both in-laws visibly anxious. "Grandma, hurry, help mommy," a small, urgent voice called out. I turned to see Lynn, my granddaughter, pulling at my hand. "Lynn, you look so thin," I exclaimed, noticing how frail she had become since our last meeting. Lynn led me hurriedly to a storage space beneath the stairs. "Mom's in there," she whispered. I flung the door open, and my heart sank. Inside the dimly lit room, my emaciated daughter, Holly, lay on the cold floor. "Mom," she murmured weakly, tears streaking her face. I clasped her frail hand tightly. "I'm here now. Lynn told me you collapsed. Let's get you to a doctor." As I prepared to lift her, the CEO stepped forward to assist. "She doesn't need a doctor," Holly's mother-in-law protested. "Her condition suggests otherwise," I countered firmly. "She's lying," Lynn yelled. "Mom worked so hard while they did nothing. They barely gave her food, and she gave me what little she had." From a recent call with Lynn, I had learned the horrifying details of Holly's life since moving in. She was forced into servitude, managing all household chores from dawn until nightfall. Despite her tireless efforts, she faced relentless criticism. Any mistakes were punished with reduced meals, and she was told she belonged in the storeroom. They confiscated her phone, wallet, and bank book, and whenever she protested, they threatened to harm Lynn. Holly, in her desperation to protect her daughter, endured unimaginable hardships. "We only scolded her a bit," her mother-in-law retorted defensively. "Scolding doesn't lead to malnutrition and trauma," I snapped. "This is a grave matter. I'm getting medical records to prove it. This is none of your business. Stay out of our family affairs. Holly and Lynn are my family, and I won't stand by while you abuse them." Overwhelmed, Holly began to cry. "Mom, please stop. I'm afraid Ted will leave me." "Holly, did he say that?" "He told me he'd stop supporting me." "That's odd. I spoke to Ted recently, and he said he's been sending $3,500 every month." The in-laws exchanged nervous glances, their bravado faltering. "So, you've been stealing the money Ted sent for Holly, haven't you? Does this also mean the rumors of Ted having another girlfriend are untrue? How could you drive Holly to such despair? I won't let you get away with this." Just then, ambulance sirens sounded, and the CEO stepped outside to guide the paramedics. Seizing the opportunity, Holly's father-in-law's demeanor turned icy. "That money is our son's. We have every right to use it." If you don't like it, take Lynn and leave. Is that why you've been harassing Holly? Did you hear that, Ted? I said, holding up my phone with the speaker on. What's going on? Ted's angry voice boomed through the room. You've been stealing the money meant for Holly and Lynn, I explained, and now you're acting entitled to it? Ted's voice was firm. I won't forgive this. I'm cutting off all support immediately. The in-laws trembled, pleading into the phone. Ted, we're sorry. We didn't mean any harm. Please don't abandon us. This isn't negotiable, Ted declared. I'll be home soon. Be ready. The CEO returned with the paramedics. Your actions are despicable, he said to Holly's father-in-law. I regret giving you this job, and your employment is terminated. Faced with the fallout, the in-laws begged me to intervene, but I was unmoved. You must be joking. I'm reporting this to the authorities. As Holly was gently placed onto a stretcher, I reassured Lynn. You were so brave. You saved your mom. Let's go to the hospital, and then you'll stay with me. At the hospital, both Holly and Lynn were diagnosed with malnutrition. Lynn was discharged quickly, but Holly required extended care. Ted returned briefly to support his wife and daughter, and the warmth in Lynn's smile hinted at a brighter future. As for the in-laws, their actions led to legal consequences, with the CEO's recordings as evidence. They were charged with abuse and embezzlement, evicted from their rented home. They now face restitution through mandatory work programs after their prison term. For now, my family and I are enjoying peace. When Ted returns, we plan to live together in my home, creating a nurturing environment for Holly and Lynn. I'm hopeful for the joyful moments ahead. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Stay inspired.